Hello everybody, today we're doing a video for GTA Car Kits in a 2016 BMW 5 Series, and today we're going to show you how to install our Apple CarPlay and Android Auto kit. As you can see, it's already installed into this car. It's already paired to iPhone wirelessly. You can also pair it to your Android phone wirelessly. You can control it with the original controls here, and you can also use the back button in order to switch to the original BMW system. You will not lose any functionality from your original system. The rearview camera will still work. If you put your car into reverse, this image will go away and you'll see the original rearview camera. So there's nothing to lose, but you will be able to add the feature to your car that never came from factory. So now we're going to show you how to install it into this car. So the tools you're going to need is a T20 Torx. This is our panel removal tool, and this is also our hook tool from our panel removal toolkit. And of course, you're going to need our product. So the first thing that we're going to remove is this dash piece that goes all the way towards the driver, and we're going to start on the passenger side. We're going to open the door and we're going to use our panel removal tool to get underneath here in order to unclip this panel. And at this point you can close the door. And there are three connections at the back of this panel. First is the start button, so you have to squeeze the two tabs. And the other two are right here. So there's the white one. Again, we're going to squeeze this connection. And this one has a squeeze clip, but it's at the bottom and just one of them. Now, usually this wire is also held on this clip, where you just pull on in order to release it from the actual panel. Here you go. This is the clip. So with using our T20 Torx, we're going to remove 4 bolts. So there's 2 underneath the screen. So there's one right here, one over there, and then these ones are above the HVAC panel, one here and one over there, and we're going to remove all 4 of them. We can now grab this entire panel and unclip it. So there are 2 clips here, the main ones that hold it in. So these are kind of the metal hooks that get clipped on these metal clips. So now there are 2 connections at the back, and there are slider clips. So in order to remove them, you first have to press on the clip and then slide the lock open, and you can disconnect it, same as the other side. So now there are 4 more T20 Torx bolts, and that's the ones that actually hold the head unit in place. So there's 2 here and 2 on the other side, and we're going to remove all 4 of them. So something to note, the bolts that hold the head unit in place are these 4 long ones, and then the first 4 bolts that we removed are shorter. So when you're putting everything back, something to keep in mind, the longer ones go to hold the head unit in place. Now we'll remove the screen. We'll just tilt it forward. These are the 2 hooks that also hold it in place. And at the back, there's this connection for video, and we need to disconnect it because that's going to be getting connected into our kit. So you'll press the clip and use your panel removal tool to carefully wiggle this connection out. As you can see, once you have space, there you go, now it's disconnected. So before removing the head unit, we're going to show you everything that comes inside our kit and everything that we're going to be connecting. So you have your main module here, which will hide behind the screen over there. You have your USB wire, which we will bring out over here on the side. This is our main harness, which will connect at the back of the head unit. And then you also have your wireless antenna. And this is your video cable, which will be connecting to the back of the original screen. We will now remove the head unit, carefully pull it out. Make sure that you don't scratch anything with the metal edges. And here, the first connection that we're going to disconnect is the quad lock harness. So there's this lock on the bottom. We'll just unclip it. So it was like this, and then I just unlocked it and I was able to remove it. With this particular connection, we need to transfer over the fiber optic cable. You see this green one here. So we'll use this hook tool in order to get underneath this clip here, and that way we can disconnect the fiber optic cable. But as you can see, there's not much length to it, and we will release it from the harness. So there's some Velcro tape here, which you can just simply remove, and then once you remove the fiber optic cable, as you can see, it has way more length now, we can put the Velcro tape back, and now we can use this harness and the fiber optic to connect into our harness. So this is our harness. There's a male and a female on one end, and then this connection on the other end. So this will plug into the module, so we'll leave that alone for now. We'll take the female and we'll take the original connection and connect it into here. So make sure that the lock is unlocked, and we will insert it straight almost all the way in, and then you lock it in place so it's flush here and flush at the top. Now we'll take the fiber optic cable and we will plug it into our harness. There you go, same clip here. Now we will unlock our harness, so that way we're able to plug it into the back of the original stereo. Take your time here, don't rush, make sure that you don't damage any wires, and then you lock it in place. As you can see, now it's all the way in and locked in place. So now this end of the harness we need to bring up, so we'll bring it up on the left side closer to the driver. So we'll put it all the way there, and then there's an opening here, and then once you have it all inside, we can loop this harness around this dashboard clip right there, and now the harness will just rest here before we connect it to the module. So this is the USB cable. That's what we're going to wire next, and we will drop it here. Our main goal is to drop this end down, and then we're gonna catch it at the bottom here. We're gonna just move away the carpet a little bit, as you can see, to the side, and we're going to catch the cable at the bottom. So there's plenty of space, so we will just, as you can see here, we're dropping it from here. Gonna drop it straight down. So that's it. This is the USB end. So here it's not in the way, and this is used for wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto, and it's also used for updates. So it will stay right there. Now this end of the cable we will loop around here on the right side, and same, it will just rest here for now before we start connecting everything into our module. So this is our module, and we're gonna start making all the connections into it. So over here you got to make sure that the settings are set correctly. So for BMW 5 Series it will be switch number 5 on, and we usually ship these modules preset particular for your car, so you don't need to adjust anything. So we will grab our harness and we'll go over here, just plug it in. Then on the other side we have that USB cable. We'll go here. Then this is the original video cable that we unplugged from the back of the screen. So it will go over here into the LVDS in. This is our video cable that came with our kit. So on one side it has the 90-degree connection, and on the other side is just straight. So the straight end will go to the module, so to the LVDS out. That's it. So the last thing is the wireless antenna. I'll just plug it in here. And the wireless antenna, just make sure you don't stick it to the module or to any metal parts of the car. Like for example, this is not a good place. So we're gonna hide it somewhere here and stick it to the dash. And at this point, we can start hiding our module. So carefully over here. That's it. This we will bring out to the side, and all this excess wire you need to lift up and hide. So this end of the harness, like we looped it around before, and then there's the rest of these wires can go up. So there should be no wires in the way of the vents, and you should just end up with this video cable, which will go to the back of the original screen. So now we're going to start putting in the head unit back. Make sure that you slide all the extra wiring towards the driver, so then there's space for the head unit to go back in place. So now we're going to start assembling everything back so we can test our system. So we will plug in the monitor back. This is our cable, and just goes here, and make sure that it clips in. We'll tilt it, then mount it back here. Next, we need to reinstall this panel in front of the head unit. So right now we will not bolt anything in because we're testing everything. And we will also need to connect the start button in order to power on the car so we can test it. We will not connect the hazard lights and the door switch, so you might get errors for them, but we're just testing for now. Once we reconnect everything properly, then the errors will go away. So with the ignition on, you gotta make sure that your original screen is on, and it is. And now we will set the media source to auxiliary. That way you're gonna be able to hear stuff from CarPlay or AndroidAuto. So it's already set to auxiliary. Now I will press and hold the back button here by the iDrive controller. I'm going to press and hold it, and you're going to see on the screen, you're going to get an extra mode which you didn't have before. So we'll take our iPhone, and first we'll connect it by the wire. Later we'll pair it wirelessly through the settings. So for now we're just testing. So as you can see, we have CarPlay. We're able to control it with the original controls. We'll play some music. So the music is working, everything seems good. So now we can disconnect our iPhone. We're going to shut the car off and finish up this installation. So first we'll reinstall the bolts that hold the head unit in place. And as I told you before, you got to use the 4 long ones, not these short ones. Now these ones, just make sure that the lock is unlocked. Put it in and then lock it in place. Same for this side. And now we will clip it back in. And now we can put the 4 bolts, so 2 here and 2 underneath the screen. Carefully put it back, so once it's lined up with the clips, you can start clipping it back in place. So we assembled everything back, and through the settings of our kit we paired this iPhone wirelessly to the system. As you can see, Apple CarPlay is displaying. Now you can enjoy this feature which you didn't have in your car before, or you can use it with AndroidAuto. Again, this was a video for GTA Car Kits. I hope you liked it, and we'll see you next time.